Hey K-drama fans, this is our weekly K-drama watch list where we watch as many currently airing K-dramas and then we come back and we respond, we react, we deep dive all of our thoughts on our favorite moments. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
If you are new here, welcome. You have found the most fun K-drama hangout on YouTube. And if you don't want to be spoiled, check below because we have timestamps and we have chapters. So that way you can come back to a show when you're ready to chat with us about it because we want to hear your thoughts because this is the K-drama copy klatch.
Woo! And a quick programming note, you guys. Due to our new format here, we had to start shooting on Saturdays just so we could do all the editing on it. It's super fun, but it takes a little bit of time. So our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday segment will be off about a week. So with that said, let's get started. Monday, Tuesday. Do you like Brahms? Okay, guys, we hit the halfway point on this one, and oh boy, I'm happy, yet I think it's about to get really messy. What do you think, Marisa?
I know. I think okay, first of all, I just have to say, I love her so much.
So much.
Jane Bennett countenance, how she just absorbs so much and just has this beautiful kind of placid, doesn't react, which I know for some people is like, there's not enough happening. But for me, it's just so lovely. But when she was in bed, just smiling and because he's been asking her out and she just, I loved it so much.
I love so much, right? It was so beautiful. When she walked in on that triangle that was happening with Hyunho and Jungkyung, and she was like, I did sleep with him. I was like, oh God, this is just messy times a bajillion. And but then Jungkyung turned around and was super sweet to her with the masterclass, even though clearly she is a subpar violinist. And I thought that was a beautiful juxtaposition of what's going on.
That masterclass was really great because it became all about like how much they love music. And it really kind of highlights how horrible the professors are. Oh my God. They're like microaggressions and outward aggressions towards this generation is unbelievable. Their machinations and they're terrible.
Did we notice probably she won the best villain from our first award show because she was such a horrible mother. But now she's this god-awful instructor. It is Kil-hae-yeon playing Jungkyung's instructor. She plays awful. She's so good at playing awful. She's so good at it.
They're so manipulative. And so many of them are just riding on Junyoung's coattails. Like even his own professor who gets, magazine interviews because of him, like can't even turn off his cell phone for a lesson. It's just they're so terrible to them. Yeah. That's why at the end of, I guess it was episode 7, when Junyoung walked away from Sung-ah, he's like, you're like, if that's how you think, then I can't be with you. I'm like, she is clearly the gentlest, sweetest, most empathetic, understanding person in your life.
True. But I also, even watching that, I was kind of like, oh, Park Junyoung, I'm like, what are you doing? But I also was like, this poor guy has just been inundated with bad advice like his whole freaking life. Like just terrible, terrible advice. And so he's now just like, I'm throwing it all away. And then she's just like, nope, it's going to be a problem. And he's like, are you kidding me? Like I felt for him. I felt for him in that moment because I was just like, oh, pumpkin.
I know. That's the thing. They've both been pushed around and manipulated by everyone in their lives. That they just don't, that they found each other is kind of a miracle.
So I'm super curious and excited to see what we're going to do in the next 8 episodes because I feel like Lee Jung-kyung is. Someone mentioned it in our comments last week that I was like, like she's kind of unraveling. And when she came to Park Junyoung at the end, it was like, this is the only thing I've ever wanted. Help me out. Like I did the things I did because I was jealous of how important you were, and I'm not that important. I need this. I was kind of like, oh, well, we're finally getting some of her motivation, which I feel like she's going to see the most growth, if possible, by the end of this show.
Yeah. And this show, as tropey a character as she is, we're not going to go into the stalker mode because that's just not how the show is. Oh God, please no.
God, please no.
I know, because does she belong with Hyun Ho? Maybe not. I think she's got some growing up to do. So
absolutely. And can we just say once again, Han Hyun Ho, played by Kim Sung Chul, nailed the heartbreak. Boy knows heartbreak. Like the whole, like just all of it. Like he just viscerally, I felt seen in all of his heartbreak scenes. Like just so good. He's just doing such a good job with this character. And I think, as much as I'm loving our two leads, our main couple, I think my heart belongs to Han Hyun Ho. I think it does.
Oh, because the last time we saw him was in Arth Doll.
Yes.
And he's a musical theater actor. He's got a beautiful singing voice. So maybe he'll drop the cello and
there we go. Fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying him. I feel like him and Chae Sung-ah are actually, I feel like, the two most honest characters in this show.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Like they're the two that really are like, this is how I feel, this is how you make me feel, and we're going to move on from here.
Yeah.
And so I've been really, the character study of this show, I feel like, has just been exceptional.
Yes, because you're waiting for them to come into their own, because now that the manipulations at the foundation happened, where you have that one executive who's gone over to the other management company, he's so mean mean. It's like, dude, you have no job without this guy, this pianist. So, yeah, who's holding the power here? So
exactly, I'm super intrigued by that. But can we just do a quick shout out on Chae Dae-hoon, who plays him, because we have seen him as the bumbling older brother in Crash Landing on You, then as the police head team captain in Flower of Evil, and now over here in Do You Like Brahms? And he is such a good actor. Like, each character, I've bought into everything they've done.
I know. I think he's this year's Kim Won-hae.
Yes. He's just such a good actor. Like, I've really, really enjoyed him. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was like, I've been meaning to shout him out for weeks now, and we keep forgetting. But yeah, his betrayal of the foundation.
These men.
And the look on Cha Young-in's face when he said it, she was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
This show is so good, you guys. Okay, we're at the halfway point. We're moving into the final half, so I'm looking forward to the shenanigans that are about to happen.
Yeah. Love it.
All right, you guys, new show this week. We got Chae Jin-hyuk as the zombie detective. What did you think, Marisa?
Well, I think I was kind of holding my breath for the first episode, and then the laughs just kept coming, and I was like, oh my God, they're nailing it. This is hilarious. Yeah? And Chae Jin-hyuk, oh my gosh, like, it's kind of a risk to do this role, but he's so good. He's so good. Funny. Oh my God.
I will say that I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I wasn't really sure where the story was going by the time I was done with 2 episodes. But I think I enjoyed it. Like, it was one of those weird ones where I was like, I didn't dislike it, but I'm not sure I really liked it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, yeah, we haven't quite got to the meat of the story yet.
Right.
Which I guess is him trying to figure out who he is.
Right.
But it's so different. And to have a zombie show that's a comedy and it's going to end right before Halloween. But I also like our female lead Park Shin-young so much. She's from Extraordinary You.
Yeah,
is that right? Yeah.
No. She was from Extracurricular.
Extracurricular.
And she was the AI from that other what was the name of that Jung Hae-in show? What was it? A Piece of Your Mind. And so that's where we first saw her, and then she went from that to where this soft-spoken AI, first love, tortured love, whatever, to Extracurricular. And now to this,
Yeah.
like she's talented. She's got some chops. As
Yeah.
they say.
So, yeah. And so it's so clear where her heart and her morality is on this show, even though she acts without thinking, which I know we see a lot, but she's really good. And her character, it's just when she and the zombie are going to get together, it's just going to be so funny because it's
going to be so funny. I have to do
the
this shout out. I have to do this shout out because it literally made me laugh out loud. And then I went, nice, well done, show. When Tae-hang Ho said to Chae Jin-hyuk, so if I lose some weight, will I look like you? As a complete shout out to the Last Empress haircut phenomena of losing weight, where Tae-hang Ho played the character of Won Shik as when he was larger, and then with the magical haircut and super training of a month and a half,
transformed.
He became Chae Jin-hyuk. I was like, well done, show. Well done.
Nicely done.
It was so fantastic. Done. I loved it. That was probably my favorite moment in the 2 episodes because I love that shit. And also the zombie montage when he kept going, why am I so slow? As a voiceover.
His voiceovers it's hilarious. It's so well written. Is this a webtoon? Like, is this based on something?
Let's see.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't think so. I think it's
it
doesn't
so
say
original.
that it's based on anything. Let's see. Who's the writer? Baekhyun Jin is our writer. This is their first one, according to my drama list. This is their first official gig. So I'm digging new writers this year, man. They've been nailing it. So I'm all in.
And there's some really great comedic actors in this, like Hwang Bo-ra. She is just
She's comedic powerhouse.
Funny. Yeah. Yeah.
With her rolls in her hair, like in the first 6 scenes she was in, it was great.
I know, and her lip liner. Oh my God. Yeah. So funny. This show, I don't know. I hope this stays on the roller coaster of comedy zombie ride that I think it is.
Because, that was my only concern. Right at the end there, when he saw the little girl and he I was like, oh no, show, where are we going? What tragedy has befallen him that we have to? Yeah.
Well, yes, somebody was at the lake.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But super fun, super different.
Yeah, super different. I will give you that. So I'm kind of on the fence, especially with how beefy October is. We'll have to see how it plays out, but I'm definitely in for another week for sure. Wednesday, Thursday.
So we love you guys so much, and we know how much you love K-dramas, that Jen created this amazing K-drama notebook. It's a digital download that we're giving to you free. If you check below, you can sign up for our newsletter, and then you'll get a weekly missive from Jen because we need more K-drama love in our lives. But download our K-drama notebook, and then you can keep up with us with your own notes, and then you can share your thoughts with us because that's what this is all about, right?
Exactly. Heck yeah, sign up for that newsletter. It's super fun. So moving on, you guys, Flower of Evil, the finale. I mean, if you joined us for the live on Thursday, thank you. It was so much fun to be able to finish the finale and then just share our every instant emotion that we had, right, Marisa? How fun was that? It was so
many emotions because it was so freaking satisfying. We loved it.
Oh my God. Now that you've had time to digest it, and you guys, we'll throw a link up here if you want to catch the live, and so you can just watch it as, you can comment below, and then we can still join the conversation. It was great. But Marisa, now you've had about a couple of days to digest it. What do you think made it so satisfying?
That you had, it comes down to people in relationships, and that you have this couple who are both having to deal with their own emotions around the serial killer aspects of their lives.
Right.
But that, that they both had arcs that they went through. I mean, it wasn't just about solving the crime, right? This show was so much more than that. It was really about the two of them.
It really was. And I realized as I was all right, we shared all of our instant emotions on that live, right? But then I was like, okay, what was it that made it? Because as I mentioned in the live, I literally watched it. All right, I watched it on off grid. And then I instantly turned around and watched it when Vicky finished subbing it, right? And so I watched it twice back to back. But what was it what made me want to watch it so quickly? And is that I really just thought that they nailed the Dohunsu circle of life, you know? Like, I just thought that they gave him finally that ending where not only was he finally himself, but he was able to find happiness as himself, even if he didn't really, and he made those choices on his own. None of the choices he made were for someone else. It wasn't for his sister or because of, trying to hide from his father or anything like that. I loved that whole story. That was, I think, for me, what was just so satisfying.
Yeah, and also just the sheer talent of Lee Joon-gi, and then the chemistry he had with Moon Chae-won, who was also so fantastic. I mean, just the two of them were so right. But he was just, oh my God, give him all the awards because he was phenomenal.
I very rarely say that because I feel like every time we love somebody, everyone's like, give him all the awards. I'm like, it was a good performance and I enjoyed it. It was satisfying. But the hoops he jumped through in this one, the different, and we said this, I said this to you either, I don't know if we texted it or if we said it in the live, but I thought that final episode with the tonal shift from the last 15 episodes was some of the best acting both of them had done. Oh, like it was just such a pivot that brought home everything we'd experienced in episodes 1 through 15. And it just brought it all into focus so well. And Lee Joon-gi anchored that through the entire, and I'm not saying that Moon Chae-won was not astounding, but I felt like she was the constant through the whole show. Mm-hmm. Like that, like she was like the North Star, like that whole idea there, where Lee Joon-gi was like, and that could have gone disastrously wrong, as we have seen before.
Oh yes, yes. But the details and how this was written, like the fridge filled with egg tarts and the.
That I literally had to rewind it and be like, were those egg tarts? They were egg tarts. God bless, he's buying his daughter egg tarts and he doesn't even know why. Oh my God. Yeah.
But the details and the wedding rings and the name of his shop, like just it was just so perfectly written.
So perfectly written. Like I know that the final episode was a little bit slower for a lot of people, and so some people found it a little bit boring. And I at first I was a little like, oh, I'm a little nervous here. But especially when they went into the amnesia thing. But for me personally, I don't think they could. The only way they could have wrapped that up better is if we would have spent maybe 2 episodes with him making that journey back to his shop and to the family. But that'd be the only change I would make, is just give us a little bit more time watching that journey happen. But I freaking loved it.
Yeah, I was just so happy that it didn't go the typical route where you spend so much time on a trial and then you're like, wow, a half hour just went by. When are we going to get back to the real couple? Like they remembered what the show was really about. And
even the trial was about exploring where their relationship was and where it had to get to. And so that was even beautifully well done. It gave us the information we needed where all the players landed. But at the end of the day, it was her finally talking to him after, 2 weeks, and it's been 4 months. And so that's really good writing. That's really good writing when you get that much exposition, but you also get all this character, grow. God. Loved it.
I know. I wish October wasn't so busy. I would turn around and start episode 1 again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would literally go back and start it, but I know like October is looming with so many amazing things. And I just need to officially, I said it in the live, but I will say it again. This was directed by the same man who did Chicago Typewriter and On the Way to the Airport. And he is so good at weaving those type of storylines, and I will follow this director on any show, because so far those three that I've watched they've been some of the best ones I've ever watched. They're just so well crafted.
Yes, like really strong characters, or focus on characters instead of like, because there were a lot of dark, wacky hijinks in this.
Yeah.
When you think of how it first started with him abducting
Right?
our journalist, Mujin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
And that they all grew up together. Oh my Lord. Come on.
Exactly.
It
And
was-
like there were a lot of places where this show could have gone disastrously wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
could have taken like so many arcs that just would have been like, oh, show, I cannot with you at all, right?
I know, because one of the very first scenes, actually, it was the first scene, was her rescuing him in the pool, and we thought, oh, have they given away the ending? But then that happened in like episode 4 or something.
Right.
It was like it's so much like,
right.
it was like, oh, thank God. But
Right.
yeah,
So yeah, it's just if you have not watched Flower of Evil yet, and you actually are here to find out that the ending was satisfying, and now you're gonna start it, get on it. You will not be disappointed. You'll be so happy you did.
yeah.
It is definitely in my top. It's definitely, if not my like favorite so far of 2020, it's definitely in my top 5 of all time, for sure.
Yes. So this is why we take notes, because when we get to December,
oh my gosh,
it's gonna be. There's
It's
going to be
gonna
a lot of shows in our top. We might have to. I don't know.
We
Can we
might
do
have
a
to break
top
it.
10?
I don't know.
We're
if
going to have to break it
10.
down.
I
Yeah.
don't know about you guys, but I feel like as train wrecky as 2020 has been personally for all of us, I feel like K-dramas gave me so much satisfaction this year that I don't feel like I've had in the last couple of years. Like I feel like every time a new show starts, I'm like, I thought the last show was my favorite, and now this one is my favorite. Like what about you, Marisa? What do you feel the same way, or am I just like,
Oh no!
Am I just a fickle bitch?
No, it's been a solid year, and I mean, usually we have like a couple of big highlights, like a Hotel Del Luna will pop in, or a Search WW. This year has just been like one after the other. It's been a lifesaver.
It really has. It really, really has. So thank you, Flower of Evil, for adding to that.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so missed. So missed. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Lie after lie.
Yeah.
So I'm off a week, if not more, because Vicky subs are a little behind.
Okay.
Or a lot behind, depending on when you check in on them. So I'm on episode 5 and 6.
Okay.
This is now when our girl Yunsu has fully put herself in the lives of her daughter, who doesn't know she's her daughter, and the journalist. It's a little stalkery. Like she's always at his convenience store, and she's always just kind of around, but it's also kind of really sweet because they kind of do belong together. But this is all just going to implode later because it's a makjang. And there is not one stray character in this show. Everyone is tied to this main story in some way, because even the little boy who's brand new to the school, who instantly fell in love with the daughter, the little girl, his stepmom is her sunbae from prison. But she needs an ally, right? She needs an ally.
Totally.
So that's good, because this poor woman trying to go up against this manipulative CEO on her own ex-mother-in-law is just not going to happen. And there's so many shady characters, and what's with the handsome secretaries? Like we see it in Stranger too. Also, like these women head of corporations have the best looking secretaries.
Marisa, I seriously, obviously just need to become a Korean chaebol and then hire a secretary, and then I'll be in good shape. My dating life will improve. At least the visuals will improve considerably.
Oh yeah, the visuals, they're loyal, they'll kill for you.
Right? The hiring process is going to be amazing. I'll be like, send me your resumes, people.
Oh my God. So anyways, yeah, makjang at this
Makjang.
So good. This show,
Okay,
and
good.
honestly, the actress who plays Yunsu, Lee, who I do not know at all, but I keep seeing comments that she is killing it in this show. But I guess she often plays the evil, characters. So this is such a switch, I guess, but she's so good. I'm enjoying her so much, even though she overdresses a lot. Like, you know, you show up for a art lesson with a 10-year-old and you're dressed for like tea at the Ritz. She's got like heels. She's got this, you know, beautiful dress, a white dress. Who paints in a white dress?
Crazy people.
I know. The fashion PPL is beautiful.
Right.
But,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. But if you love melodrama, this is so good.
Oh, nice. I love it. Next up, School Nurse Files, which is on Netflix, and we watched the first 3 episodes. There's 6 of them available. We watched the first 3 this week. We'll do the finale wrap up next week just to give you a little bit of time because, Lord, they just dropped last night. So 6 episodes in less than 24 hours was a tough one.
Yes. Didn't quite get there.
But what do you think, Marisa?
I didn't want to binge all 6 because I find it really enjoyable and it's so different and it's so fantastical that and there's so many details. Like and also sometimes the subs go by super fast and I have to rewind to say and pause it to be like, what happened here? Because it's all new information in this mystical, magical world. But I super enjoyed it. I think it's so much fun, but it's also dark. But also, I don't know. There's so many alsos with this.
So many.
Like plot wise, I don't even know where we're going, but I'm along for the ride. I think it's super fun.
It's super fun. I'm it's kind of like Zombie Detective, where I'm like, I'm not enjoying it, but I'm also kind of like, I don't know what's happening. So that's really, and there's only 6 episodes. So I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but it is a Netflix show and it's like Kingdom. So it's a Netflix produced, funded, the whole thing. It's a full Netflix show. It's not just licensed by Netflix from like JTBC or TVN. This is a full Netflix show. So I feel like it's already got multiple seasons built into it. And I feel like that's what they're setting us up for. Because I'm just finished episode 3. And while I'm really enjoying it, I need more world building because that's kind of where that sums up my thoughts right there. Like, I don't understand. But I love it. Like, it's so pretty to watch. Like, it's bonkers, right?
Oh, completely bonkers between the jellies and the monsters and the pond and the it just so much going on. The pillows,
yeah. And then every time she seems to defeat a monster, the jellies are all hearts. So I'm curious about what that means. So what is that? I'm kind of in love with the jellies, so I feel bad that she's killing them all. Clearly if you've gotten to episode 3, we see one of our all-time favorites, Uteo, showing up as Mackenzie with all of his
hello sir,
with all of his mop of curly hair and American English glory. Yes.
His vest. I don't know what he's wearing.
Right?
But
and
it's
his weird culty thing going on. So when he was like sucking up the cute little, octopi jellies, I was like, what are you doing, you bad man? So yeah, I
don't know. Is it something to do with all the suicidal teenagers? They weren't suicides. It was, but yeah.
So there's
fascinating.
There's a lot going on, and I just don't quite have a handle on what exactly is going on yet. And there's only 3 episodes left, and they're not even full hours. So I feel like it's just it's almost like a huge setup for season 2, maybe.
I don't know, but they should put their money into this instead of Arthal. Like, get this. I know there's a lot of effects, so like if you're gonna do season 2, could you turn it around a little faster?
Right? Yeah. Like this one, I'm really into. And as Marisa and I are always champion, we have to give a huge shout out to the fact that the writer and the director are both women. The director is Lee Kyung-mi, and the screenwriter is basing this off of her own novel, which is Chung Se-rang. So, I love it. And you can see that with all the women, and that's what I love about it. You can then see from the writing perspective the way the women are portrayed. Like, they're key.
Jung Yoo-mi always.
Jung Yoo-mi is crushing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's got her best friend
Moon Sori playing Hwasu.
Yes. So you've got the best friend who's the acupuncturist who clearly has knowledge that I just wish they would give us. But and even the young student who is which seems to also be suddenly their friend and part of the gang. Like I love that kind of the way they're bringing the women in, and then the Might Eat. Have you gotten to the Might Eater yet? I might be a little bit ahead of you. Have you gotten to that? Okay,
No.
when you get there, that young student, like, there's a lot of just great female characters happening in this show, and I just again, you got a female writer and you got a female director, and it's just great. And as much as I love Nam Joo Hyuk, I think I love him even more because he's just a fantastic just teammate here. He doesn't have to be front and center. I think that's what I like about him so much.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you know that he chose this for the story over, yeah, he's matured a lot. He's been making very good choices, because after Bride of Haebak, it's like, do you have to be the good-looking shirt off male lead who's also a god, or if you want sustainability as an actor, maybe the more interesting characters are the ones that are gonna, keep fueling you.
And
that got really serious. I'm sorry.
That's fine, because I was just gonna say I'm one of maybe 15 people that actually enjoyed Haebak. But again, I enjoyed it once he got past that weird egotistical god complex. Not even God complex. God character.
Actually God.
Right?
Yeah.
No, actual God.
God,
But then he rolled right into Radiant, and again played an amazing array of characters. But again, a teammate to the women who were the key, which was the key driving force of that story. And he's doing it again here. And so you got to appreciate a man who recognizes powerful women and wants to be a part of that. It's kind of that, and not to jump into American stuff, but that's why I like Chris Pine so much, like in the Wonder Woman series. Like, he's like, I'm the damsel in distress, and I freaking love it. And you're just like, yes, like, I love a man who doesn't worry about that. And I think that's why I like Nam Joo Hyuk so much. So, I got really climb down off our soapbox, but that's
back to the jellies.
Back to the jellies. The jellies are amazing. But it's a lot of fun. It's super wacky. Like, don't go into it expecting a standard K-drama, because it is not.
No.
I don't think there is an actual K-drama trope in it in the first 3 episodes that I can even think of. Right? Tragic backstory. I'll give you that. It has a tragic backstory, and that's it.
Yeah.
But other than that,
some of the high schoolers maybe, but yeah, because also if you are only watching the occasional K-drama because it appears on Netflix, and Netflix has a whole array of K-dramas, because some of them are like, whoa, we won't even dive into them.
Right.
But
if you want to know which ones we have dove into, check it out right there. We've got links. We've got so many recommendations.
Yeah, there are some gems, and this one kind of is the best of K-dramas in terms of just so different from Western storytelling that it's just it's so much freaking fun.
Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, even if there's no story, it's a freaking ride, and it's
a visual delight.
It is. That's a perfect way to describe it, because there's jellies everywhere, and then her leaping around with this plastic sword, which is hilarious, and then you got Nam Joo Hyuk kind of being like, I'm not sure what you're doing, but sure, I'll be the person who recharges you. And so it's like, is this a romance, or is this an office? Like, what is happening right now? But it's super fun. It's just a quick, easy. It's visually, you're right, a visual delight. If you just want something to kind of just jumpstart whatever it is, if you're in a slump, it's actually a good way to pivot off of Flower of Evil, because it's completely different.
Oh, yes. That is a very good recommendation, because I know for so many, it's like, how do you get over a show like Flower of Evil? You got to go, this is Marco's advice. You got to go completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
School Nurse Files is for you.
And as we do every week, it's time for our top 3. How do we do this? I don't know. There were a lot of moments this week that were really great.
There were a lot of great moments, for sure, right? But
so
we do it anyway. We narrow it down.
Our first moment is from Zombie Detective. Oh my God. His dance with the K-pop boys in front of the Tripe restaurant. This show is a lot of, oh my God, that came out of nowhere. And it was so funny. But then when he threw down the dance moves with an actual K-pop group, they're called Ace, in front of a Tripe restaurant of all places, because he's so hungry. And then he doesn't stop dancing because zombies have all kind. I don't know.
Because zombies don't get tired. They're dead.
They don't get tired.
They don't get tired. Like
it was. Come on, it was.
It
hilarious.
made no sense, and it was hilarious all at the same time. Yeah.
Chae Jin-hyuk, my goodness, you've been practicing, and that was great.
Right? I actually read something somewhere, and I don't remember where, but they said how he prepared for this role was he ate raw chicken and raw intestines. So he ate I was like, dude,
raw.
Let's not go that method. Like, there's method and then there's method. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? So I'm hoping he was just
joking.
I hope he was just exaggerating for emphasis. But you go, Chae Jin-hyuk. I mean, you go.
Oh my god. And then moment number 2 is from the romance that is just doing it for us. Do you like Brahms? Hello, end of episode 8. We know what that means. Here we are.
Here we are.
Finally get the kiss.
We finally get it.
And it was a great kiss.
It was. It started off I was a little like, come on, show. Come on. But then they turned it around.
They did.
They did.
Oh,
and her heartbreak when she thought he was just coming to just tell her he didn't want a misunderstanding about him playing for Jung Kyung. And she was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then he was like, wait, what? No, wait. And then he had to say he liked her 15 times.
I know, dude. Talk about burying the lead. It kind of out of order there, but
so satisfying. So good.
And then our third top moment, which is the moment that takes all moments. It was the end of Flower of Evil, the very final scene, our family reunion. Oh my gosh. With the most adorable little girl, Yoonha, ever. Oh my god, the thing she said to her dad when because he was so, we should just reenact the whole scene because it was so perfect.
It was so perfect. It was so perfect. Like, oh my god, like everyone's already talking about it, but how even though he was worried that she wouldn't like him, as soon as she yelled his name, as soon as she yelled Appa, he turned around and went into the crouch because he remembered her. His body remembered that. Oh yeah, it's so good. Then she was like, "You're my present." I was just like, "Oh Jesus Christ, this show is just good." It was so perfect, Marisha.
Oh, I know, the family hug. Oh my god,
it was perfect, Marisa.
It was.
It was a perfect show. It was a perfect show. It was a perfect show.
If you are not watching it, then we're surprised because we've been gushing for 8 weeks about this show.
Yes.
Just watch it.
Just so good. So good. All right, you guys. There it is, our weekly watch list. We are the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Marissa, and you, please, you are a part of this K-drama copy clutch. So subscribe, and subscribe. Please tell your friends because we want more K-drama lovers, just like you, to be a part of this K-drama copy clutch. And our goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please help us do that.
We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to check out what our that live chat for Flower of Evil was, because it was a lot of fun. We had a bunch of people just gushing. So if you are one of those Flower of Evil people that needs to gush about it, go ahead and check it out. We'll put it right there. You can go check that out right there. And we will see you next week. Bye.